Hi, Mary Morrissey here. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh gosh, so many of us approach Valentine's Day with great expectation. It's just a chance to celebrate the love in our lives and let people know that we care about them. And others of us, Valentine's Day can bring a sense of, gosh, look at all those happy couples, and I'm not in a happy couple, and I wish I were in a happy couple, or I don't want to be in a happy couple anyway, but feelings of being inside or outside the circle. There's a practice, a spiritual practice, that is as ancient as humankind. It's in every world religion, it's in all good psychology, it's frankly in every person's life who lives a life where they grow in the experience of love, whether they have a partner or not. And that practice is the practice of forgiveness. So my Valentine's message today, regardless of what's in your life, the people in your life or not in your life, there's a love that's breathing you. There's a love that called you into being. There's a love that we celebrate today as parents and children and friends and family and coworkers and spouses or lovers, but we're celebrating the love that makes life really come alive for us. So I want to speak to that love and help us hear a story today that has helped me over the years understand the transforming power of real love. It's a story of a young man who came to the work I was doing in Oregon many years ago. We had a logo that someone had drawn for us, and it had a picture of our northwest mountain, Mount Hood. It had the sun. You couldn't quite tell, was the sun setting or was the sun rising? So depending on your mood, it was rising or setting. And it was just a beautiful scene, and it was on all the things that we created. And this young man came to me, he was 29 at the time, and he said, I want to give a gift to the work you're doing. I want to create a very large stained glass piece of the logo where it'll be the mountain and the valley and the river, and it'll have a beautiful sun on it. And my father is a master stained glass maker. And he lives in Idaho. I haven't been home. And then he began to weep. And he said, I haven't been home in 2.5 years because 2.5 years ago I came out. And I told my family that I was gay. And my father has never spoken to me about it at all. When he speaks to me, he speaks very quickly and hangs up the phone. And I feel very disconnected from my father, and I just felt like I couldn't go home. But now the opportunity to maybe make the stained glass piece together, maybe we'll have a chance to talk, but I just want you to hold good energy for me when I go to Idaho that perhaps my father and I could have a coming together. So the next time I heard from him, he came back in my office, and he said, I want to tell you the story of what happened. He said he'd gone to Idaho and enrolled his father in the opportunity to make a gift and help him make the stained glass piece. And the father said he'd be happy to do that. And they worked together mostly in silence. And it was awkward silence. And when the son would try to talk to him about his life a little bit, the father would say, we need to focus on the stained glass. We just got to focus. Not wanting to even open the door to possibly hearing anything intimate about his son's life. And over the days as they're doing this work, the son is feeling more and more disheartened, more and more in pain, more and more left out of the love that he had hoped he would find by going home and doing this project with his dad. They completed the piece. It was absolutely beautiful. They very carefully laid it in the bathtub so that they could dust off all the glass dust and prepare it for packaging. And as they were doing that, a little chance of a lean, and the sun cracked right down the center of it. And the father was all upset about that, and he said, I'll have to finish it myself. You're going back to work tomorrow. I'll finish it myself, and I'll ship it. He marched upstairs and closed the door. And the son was, hurt, disappointed, and he called his business, called his boss, and he said, I need one more day. And he spent that entire day searching all over the town in Idaho where the parents lived, and could never find a yellow piece of glass that matched for what they wanted the son to look like, but finally found a stained glass maker who happened to have a piece, who was willing to sell it, and that night he brought the piece back and spoke to the father and said, I'm going to stay one more day, let's fix it. And the father said, okay, we can fix it. And again, they're in that same kind of a moment. And the father gets very frustrated and upset because it's not going well, and he's starting to do what he's always done, which is be really angry around his son. And the son just says, I can't work like this. He goes up to the room where he's been staying, closes the door. And about an hour later, the father comes up and knocks on the door. And he says, why did you leave? He says, because you've terrorized me with your anger since I was a little kid. I'm afraid of you when you get angry. I came here because I wanted so much to be close to you. Yes, I want to make this stained glass, but more than that, I want to be close to you. And you won't even talk to me about my life. And the father sat down on the bed and he began to weep. And he said, I want more than anything to be close to you. You're my son, but I don't understand what's going on in your life. I have no experience of this. I don't even know how to talk to you about it. And the son said, well, the way we're going to talk about it is we're just going to begin. And they began. And he asked his dad about his life. And the father then asked a question or two about the son's life. And it was the beginnings of a new connection, with a big hug and a great promise for more when he left. When he came back to my office, not only with a beautiful, huge, gorgeous stained glass piece, when he handed it to me and told me the story, I said, oh my gosh, Mark, look at this. What broke in the picture was the sun. What needed to be repaired was the sun. You and your dad repaired not only the picture, but the son in the family, in the relationship with the dad. I'm so happy for you. Now, this is the power of an act of forgiveness, where we have an ancient hurt and we turn it into a present love. So whatever's happened in your heart, whatever's happened in your life, there's an opportunity for us to take an ancient hurt and turn it into a present love. And for most of us, we won't have the opportunity to heal that with someone else. Sometimes they've passed on. Sometimes we haven't seen them in years. But there's one place where we can always heal that, and that's in our heart. When we think of that person, we can wish them well. When we think of that person, we can give thanks for the experience that brought us learning and an opportunity to perhaps become more compassionate or different by means of whatever the experience was. There's not one thing greater than the love that gives us life, greater than the love that can heal any hurt. And that love is with each one of us. On this Valentine's Day, as you see all those hearts and all those candies and all the ads and all the cards, know this, they're a tiny little symbol of a love that has no limits, a love that's breathing you right now, and a love that has a great plan for your life. So stay close to that love. This is Mary Morrissey. I'm glad you watched today. And if you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and share it, please. And go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. So here's a question for you. It's actually a two-part question that I'm going to invite you to go ahead and put in the comment section below. How important has forgiveness played a role in your life? How important has forgiveness been to you? And just what's one thing that forgiveness has brought you in this life? So go ahead, share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, and so would all of us who read each other's comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.